Here is my roadmap to healthy success. I was guilty of this a lot. I was trapped in daily routines, autopilot mode, following rules and habit with no sense and no purpose. This often happens when you get into the rush hour of life and have too many things going on and really don't have time to reflect on things. And here's how I changed it. I implemented a self reflection meeting with myself. I set a date every Friday evening for at least 1 hour and sat down with myself to reflect my past week. You can write it down, you can tape it, whatever you feel comfortable with. But I went through all parts of my life. Here are the 3 pillars I work with. Number 1 is human relationships. All kinds of relationships. Number 2 is my health. And number 3 is personal development, in my case, my career and my business. So sit down and reflect on the past week. How have my relationships been? My private ones, what kind of relationships did I appreciate and have found some kind of value in it? And which kind of relationships am I nurturing without real purpose, maybe because I want to avoid a clear conversation or just doing it because I have done it for many years. So I do that. And then I set new goals. Said, okay, I loved meeting with my marketing team because I love marketing and branding, and it's full of fun, and I really it really energizes and pumps me to talk about branding and marketing. So I want to do more of this. All feedback conversations with my doctors, for example, are difficult for me because I'm not very patient. I'm too ambitious and driven sometimes. So I discovered feedback conversations is not the thing I should do. So with these tasks, for example, I go back to my company and try to find solutions where I might find other people in the leading team who can do more of the feedback conversations, while I myself try to focus more on my strength and my purpose and the things I love. I do that with all kinds of relations. So sometimes this can't be done within one go, so it needs some steps, but coming to that later. Then I go to health, do the same thing. What have I done for my health in the last week? What should I improve? And so on. And with personal growth as well. Find out what I love in my job, what I don't love, and so on. So most of the things really can't be implemented with one go. Changes need time, and changes sometimes need patience. So after I've done my self-reflection meeting, I implement my second rule, which is called baby steps. Because many things I find out I won't be able to implement with a day or so. Go back to the example of doing more of branding and strategic work and less of feedback conversations. So I need to go back to my company, my leading team, and talk about my goals. Doing more of branding and marketing stuff, less of conversation work. This can't be implemented within a day or so because my leading team, for example, has different tasks and is full of projects or whatever. And a lot of people are used to do the feedback conversations with me. So it needs time. But in order to achieve my goal and don't give up on the way, I need to break it down into small baby steps. So the first thing is I'll talk to my leading team and explain my goal. The second step is discussing with them how we can get there. Step number 3 is then the next step is then to find time in their schedule so they can do more feedback conversations. Then I need to talk to these people who are used to talk to me and explain them why they might need to report to other people now and also do the feedback conversation with them. So it needs to be implemented in baby steps. I think that's very important. Then occasionally I need my rule number 3. That being said is I sometimes are stuck, like most of us. We have a big topic, but we don't really find a solution, whatever that is. And you can't force to find a solution. So what I do is I create boredom, a thing we rarely have today because we are distracted by screens and other things. Back in the days when I was a kid, we don't had phones or screens, and I was used to boredom. I was sitting at bus stations or train stations for an hour and had nothing than my daydreams and was just thinking about things. And these moments of real boredom where my brain is not distracted by anything, are almost these moments where great ideas pop up, big solutions come into my mind. So, what I do when I'm stuck in life, I create boredom. I leave my cell phone at home and go for a walk, for example. I go through the woods, take one or two of my dogs, walk for an hour and two, and have nothing which is distracting me unless the woods and the birds and the dogs. And these kind of boredom meetings or boredom breaks are really, really valuable because they often deliver insights, solutions, or great ideas. So I hope my rules can help you. Number one, have a self reflection meeting with yourself, then implementation by baby steps. And if you're stuck, create a boredom break. If you like my content, give me a follow. But more importantly, please drop a comment. I'm really interested how you handle these things in life. The overload of work tasks and things you do, how to get goals implemented, and what you do when you get stuck in life. I'm honestly interested.